On to the exercises. Find the maximum salary for each sex. So we're going to continue to use the employee data set. So it's group by sex. That's our grouping column. We're going to aggregate these salaries. So we'll name a column called max sal. Salary is our aggregating column. And then we are going to take the max, which is our aggregating function. And that's what we get. All right, so we are going to copy and paste this for a lot of them. We're going to do a lot of the same kind of grouping. Number 2, find the median salary for each department. So now we're going to group by department. That's our grouping column. Salary is still our aggregating column. And we want median, and we need to change this. So median sal, very good. Find the average salary for each race. Okay, there is race. And mean, it says return a data frame with race as the column. So we can set as index equals false, or we can do reset index. Number 4, find the number of employees in each department. Okay, so we are grouping by department over here. And it doesn't matter what column we use over here. In group by, we just do size. That's the aggregating function that we're going to use over here, not count. So when we use size, it doesn't matter what the aggregating column is. It can be any of them. We're going to get the same value because we're just counting the number that appear in that group. Number 5, find the number of unique titles there are for each department. So again, we're still grouping by department. And this is not max sal. I should just say num employees. There we go. Find the number of unique titles there are for each department. So grouping by department, we're aggregating, and we're going to say, let's call num unique, and the number of unique titles. So we're actually going to aggregate titles here with the n unique aggregating function. So there are 77 unique titles for the fire department, 66 for library, and so on. Find the index of the employee with the maximum salary for each department, and then use those index values to select their entire rows from the original data frame. All right, so we want the IDX max, so the index of the maximum, and we'll just call this IDX max like this. So now that we have these, let's what we're going to do is we just want these values. We're going to get them as a series. So we're going to get these values over here. So I'm just selecting this thing. I'm just selecting this column. That's all I've done over here. So I'm just saying this is a data frame. And maybe I should call it something else so it's not as confusing. IDX sal or something like that, which means I need to change this to IDX underscore sal like this. So these are all of the values where the maximum occurs. So again, I'll just call this a variable, the same thing, IDX sal, like this. And then I can just pass this into the loc indexer, IDX sal. So it's now going to select these. So the loc indexer is getting these values. It's not looking at the index, by the way. It's only looking over here at these values. That's why we have to convert it to a series, or else you can't pass a data frame over here. It's not going to work. And just to show you, it just doesn't work. It has to be a series. So we're going to pass these values, and we're now going to select these values, right? So 1732 is the employee from the fire department that has the highest salary, right? Number 8405, that location for Health and Human Services, has the highest salary right there. All right, we're going to use the New York City deaths data set for the remaining exercises. So here is that data set. So it has the year, the cause, sex, race, and number of deaths. So here is our aggregating column. It's usually going to be the numeric column. What year had the most deaths? So here we have deaths.group by. So I'm going to group by year, and we'll say total deaths equals, and we're going to sum up the deaths column like this. So aggregating column, or sorry, grouping column is the year, aggregating column is deaths, and then the aggregating function is sum over here. And So we have to see which year has the most deaths. You can actually, this is now a data frame, so we can chain the IDX max method, and it'll be 2008. And you can actually go one step further and chain both the max and IDX max. You can see that. All right, so there's the year with the most deaths is 2008, and that number is 54,138. Our number 8, find the total number of deaths by race and sort by most to least. All right, so we want to group by race. And again, we're going to aggregate the deaths. So just let me copy and paste this. So total deaths by race, and then sort by most to least. So I'm going to call the sort values method. I need to pass in the column total deaths, and then say ascending equals false, sort by most to least. All right, now this is getting too long of a line, so it's good to go ahead and do this like this. So chain the methods on separate lines and just align the dots. Find the total number of deaths by cause and then select the 5 highest causes. Okay, so we can actually do this. Instead of race, we're going to use cause. We're going to sum them up. And so that works. Here's all of them, and I sorted it. And you know what? I can actually say n largest, and I want the 5 largest ones. I don't need ascending equals false, and then I get this. So this is a little bit more direct way of doing it. So heart disease number 1, cancer number 2, and so forth. All right, that is the exercises for Chapter 1, Grouping Aggregation Basics.